Welcome to the Friday voiceover Q&A. What's going on? How are you doing? The first Friday of 2025. Hope the first few days of your new year are off to a good start and that whatever plans you made, your resolutions, your goals, that you're sticking with it. Hang in there. Get past the hump, get past the first few weeks and it'll be smoother sailing. I don't know that it'll be smooth sailing, but smoother sailing after that. I'm Bill DeWeese, professional voiceover talent. This is what I've done full time for the past 18 years. I've also been coaching for the past 15 years. Um, I've written a couple of books on the topic, just FYI. Get Paid Using Your Voice is my latest. There's a link to the digital download of this below in the description, so you can check that out. The way this works, and by the way, thanks for being here. I always appreciate it, and always appreciate the thumbs up and the encouragement. Don't forget, when you give it a thumbs up, what you're doing is you're actually influencing the algorithm of YouTube to share this with other people who are looking for good, helpful voiceover information. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. So today's Q&A day, and what that means is if you have a question, I'll take as many as I can in the next few minutes. So make them very brief and short, and I'll give you, concise answers and to try to facilitate the process and get as many as I can in. So if you have one, just throw it up in the live chat, and if not, just say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're watching and listening from this morning. Before we get into that, I wanted to make you aware of something. I announced this to my students in the voiceover blueprint, but I wanted to tell you in case you wonder a few weeks from now saying, well, what happened to Bill? I'm retiring from voiceover training, not voiceover recording, but voiceover training. And I've been, as I said, I've been recording voiceovers now for a while, 18 years, and I've been coaching for a while too, 15 years. The voiceover coaching business that I, am the face of here has grown really far more than I ever would have imagined when I first started back in 2010 now. And it's been wonderful. It's allowed me to really, I think, use the gifts that I have. I think one of the things that I do best is teach and mentor. Started off, being a program director in broadcasting and hiring and developing talent, and then being become a college professor and teaching for 14 years in that capacity, then being a business consultant, and over these past years working with voiceover talent, and which has been a real thrill for me. And a lot of you guys I've been able to work with personally. A lot of you guys are in my voiceover blueprint program. But the demands of this particular work, the voiceover training work, have just become more than will allow me to be effective in other areas of my life. And so, regretfully, it's best. I've been thinking about this for quite a while. This is not something that just occurred to me last week. I've been trying to hang in as best I can. But I think it's time. It's time to look, going forward, what I want my life to look like, and as much as I enjoy this and appreciate you guys, my focus is going to be now from a vocational standpoint on voiceover. Um, Voiceover training, this business requires, there's so much busy work behind the scenes that you're not aware of. You see the face of what's going on, but there's just a lot going on. And I just don't have the mental bandwidth to be really excellent at everything. And so that's really a big reason why I'm going to move and focus solely on voiceover training and having the time that I want with my family. And we live now 3 doors down from my grandkids, and so being more involved in their lives and their activities, and who knows what the future holds. But I know it's time now to bring the voiceover training thing to an end, and it's been great. Now here's the thing: that doesn't mean that all this is going to stop. I'm just letting you know that, beginning February 1st, you won't be seeing me anymore here, or for those of you in the blueprint as well, because we have a great guy by the name of Mike Hathcote, who you've been seeing here in the morning. He actually came into the blueprint a number of years ago. He's a product of the blueprint, has built a very successful voiceover business, has been a faculty member of the voiceover blueprint, teaching performance and marketing and social media, other things over the years. And he will be taking over my responsibilities beginning February 1st. And you'll see him more this month as well as he transitions into this. And Mike he's a great guy. And again, he's excellent at what he does. And so you'll be in good hands going forward. So I don't want to give you an impression that because I'm leaving, this is all going away. The blueprint continues on. The morning live stream continues on. All of that kind of good stuff, just under new leadership. So just wanted to make you aware of that, and we'll enjoy the time we have together here over these next few weeks. But just wanted to make you aware of that. And again, thanks for all of your support and being a part of this for so long now. Let's check in on the live chat and see what's going on. Okay, Rusty, what's going on in the UP of Michigan? Good to see you. Terry in Falston, Maryland, checking in. Nephi in Knoxville. Hey, Ron, good morning from our side of the pond, meaning Lake Michigan. Grand Haven, yes. Jim in Memphis. John in Denver. Alex in Utah. Hey, Mike, just leveled up from new to level 1 on Fiverr. That's fantastic, Mike. Congrats. Many thanks to you and Mallory. And his question this morning is, are there slower times of the year in voiceover? Yes, there are. As a matter of fact, we're experiencing one. There are two big ones. The July 4th and the few days before and after. People tend to take vacation during that time. And the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, that time tends to be slow. Although it's interesting because I'm actually coming out of the gates. I've booked over $2,000 of work in the past 2 days. Got a big project today. And so I'm breaking the rules this year, but generally speaking, this time of year is a little bit slower as well. For all the obvious reasons, people, taking time around the holidays. Nancy in Yankton, South Dakota. Hello there. Hey, Jim, what's up? Is it important to load the About section in Fiverr with keywords? Jim, I will say my daughter Mallory is far more qualified to talk about this than I am. But I think it's important to get as many keywords in as often as you can without it becoming obvious. Remember the old days of SEO, search engine optimization, and when the web was new and people would just load their websites with keywords to the point of being ridiculous. You don't want to do that. That might actually work against you. But wherever you can do it reasonably and where it makes sense, I think it's a good idea to do. Celeste, how are you doing in Newark? Celeste, you've been in my thoughts, and I'm glad to know that your knee is coming along. She said, slowly, but surely. I should be able to sit in my booth by next week. Celeste, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm sure that you are ready and anxious and raring to go with that. Fantastic. Glad to hear the good news. Rebecca, how are you doing up there in the Mitten across the pond? The land of no sun till spring. Boy, it sure feels that way, doesn't it, Becky? Crazy. Hey, Jeff, good morning to you in Roswell, New Mexico. We've got M.E. Doll checking in from Chile, Phoenix. Chile, that's a relative word, isn't it? Chile here is like in the teens this morning. Chile for you guys are like upper 40s, something like that. Corey, what's going on in Chile, Wisconsin? Keith in Renton, Washington. David, Hamilton, Ontario. Colin, how's it going? Houston, got my first Upwork offer this morning. Well, from my new bell that I received from John Connell in Rhinebeck, New York, Boy, that's loud. Ring. I love that. The voiceover bell of success for you, Colin. That's great. Hey, Rick, good morning to you in Minneapolis. Jay King, good morning. Denise on Long Island. Dory in Maryland. How important is it for our purposes to market in our local area via Chamber of Commerce and local network events? Dory, I've never put any importance on it at all. I've never marketed locally, only because it's a numbers game. And to be successful in marketing, you've got to market to a lot of people. And if you're thinking local, you'll tend to only, do minimal marketing because there's not as many businesses. When you think about the hundreds of thousands of content producers around the world, it's okay if you market locally. But also, here's the other thing, depending on the market you live in, like if I market here I don't live in Chicago in the city. I live outside. And in my little area here, there's just not a lot going on. But I don't market specifically to Chicago, but I do market to Chicago because I market to every other, city in the world. And I do get clients in Chicago. They don't even know I live in their backyard. So all that to say, I don't think it's very important at all, but it is important that you're marketing broadly and frequently. Hey, Mary, good to see you in New Jersey. Another one of our VoiceOver Blueprint members. Hey, Gregory, good morning. Happy New Year to you from far north Dallas, Texas. Bill, thanks so much for great info. How many sweatshirts do you own? I don't know. Vicky got me a couple of new hoodies for Christmas. This is one of them. I love it. Keeps me warm and cozy down here in the basement. Sandra in Dallas Fort Worth. Hello, Mandy in Chester Springs, PA. Off to Paris this evening. A rights owner is asking me questions about how ACX works. He's a new author. Is there a specific page I can direct him to explain? I would tell him to Google it. I mean, he shouldn't be asking you about it. He should be asking ACX about that. So I wouldn't take that one on. I would redirect him. Mary says, audiobooks equals royalty versus paid per finished hour rate, which is better? Well, Mary, I would say the short answer is if you can get paid per finished hour is preferable, but not always, because the royalty share depends on how many books are sold. It's hard to know what that's going to be before the book, actually gets sold and you're just recording it and you're taking it on. But what you can do is this. I remember talking to an author about this. One of my best friends, actually passed away a couple of years ago. He was an author, a very successful author, and he was suggesting that if I was going to take on royalty work, to actually do some research on the author and see how their other books, if they've written previously. If they haven't, probably not a good deal to take on royalty share because it's a new author. But if they have a track record, how do their books sell? And you can do that research online. So that's something that you can add to the mix there. Jim, I have removed my samples from ACX because they are not getting me work. Gregory says, what's that simple but profound statement you suggested to use when marketing our VO business? Are you currently accepting voiceover demos? That's the question. Ralph says, Bill, welcome back. Ralph from Fresno. Hey, thank you, Ralph. Good to see you. Johnny in Florida. Wayne, checking in. Thank you for helping me start my third career business. Wow, I love that. Been learning from you for 10 years before making the leap to full time. Thanks, Wayne. Jim, no. The blueprint continues on. Nothing's being shut down. It'll be a change of face, and personnel in terms of, Mike coming in as opposed to me. But no, nothing's shutting down. Everything's moving full steam ahead. Joe, how you doing in the UK? How do you deal with breaths? Well, I take them quite frequently. However, I understand what you're saying. Delete, reduce, or leave them except for the beginning and end of sentences. Here's my general rule of thumb on that, Joe. The longer the project, the less I worry about breaths, like for audiobooks. If I'm looking back at the audio and I can see like something is really big and noticeable, I might select it and just reduce it a little bit. But generally speaking, on long things like that, you don't want to worry about it because people expect long form narration. People aren't going to freak out by hearing breaths. In a 15-second commercial, 30-second commercial, then I don't use any breaths. I just use room tone to paste in over where the breath would be. And I typically abbreviate that so it's shorter. Keep things moving along. So that's the way I look at that. Samuel, good morning, and thank you for all you do and all you are. We totally understand. Thank you, Samuel. Aaron in Columbia, Missouri. Yay for Mike. Yes, yay indeed. Happy New Year from Austin, Texas. It's JR speaking. Hey, Tim, good morning to you. You were basically running 2 or 3 businesses. You deserve to step back. Mike is a worthy fill-in. Congrats. Thanks, Tim. Yeah. It's a thing. It's a big thing. And it's like in anything in life, when you take on multiple things, you got to be really careful because one will affect the other. And I was able to do both well over the years, but there's so much busy work involved in voiceover training and so much mental, a bandwidth required that it was really affecting my ability to audition. I was beginning to see the effects of it. Because as you guys know, if you've done this for any length of time, you got to be all in on the auditions. Emotionally, mentally, you got to be all in. Otherwise, it affects your ability to compete. Hey, Craig, Professor Tracy in Rochester, Minnesota. Mandy, will you still be producing demos? I won't be promoting it. If you want to reach out, I'll be glad to talk to you about that. But I won't be, publicly promoting anything like that. But I'm sure still be a few people along the way that will want to work with me on that, and that's fine. Javier says, thank you for all your help, Bill. Thank you, Javier. Hey, Jim in Graybold. Rob, Snowmageddon in Cincinnati ain't happening. Is it really? Is it snowing heavily in Cincinnati today? I haven't looked at the news. We're getting a little snow here in Chicago, but nothing, at least where I live, not much to worry about. Hope you guys are hunkered down. Heidi says, good morning from the SoCal deserts. Hey, Corey, GS in Longview. JJ says, oh, it's Jolie. This is something hard to get used to. It's a big change, Bill. You become like a family member. All your help has been deeply appreciated. Thank you, Jolie. I feel the same way too. My entire family does. We all feel the same way. And yeah, it's going to be a change for sure, for all of us. But it'll be, ultimately it'll be good for you guys, and I think it'll be good for me as well. But thank you for the kind words. I do appreciate it. Oh, let's see here. Harold, always have appreciated your kind manner. Thank you. Be well. Thank you, Harold. Hey, Rudy in Annapolis hit a roadblock, yet no change in audio or delivery. Well, sometimes it's just you're going to hit a dry spell. Why? Who knows? Sometimes you just will. And again, it's a numbers game. And sometimes you'll hit a hot streak where you think you can't lose. And then all of a sudden, things will slow down again. So it's just that it's like, baseball players. Sometimes they'll get a long hit streak going, and then all of a sudden, it stops. Sometimes they'll have a long hit less streak, and then they just have to hang in until they start hitting again. And then you got to look at the big picture and your overall average. Hey, Steve in Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you, Bill, for all of your investment in students and shared wisdom over these many years. I would not have succeeded in VO without you. Thank you for the kind words, Steve. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Hey, Phil in Tokyo. Congratulations on the Ohio State win. Thank you, Phil. Oh my gosh, Mallory's family came over for the game because Mallory was born in Columbus. Alex was born in Columbus. My oldest son Tyler. No, I'm sorry. No. Mallory was born in Columbus. My oldest son Tyler was born in Columbus. My youngest son Alex was not. He was born here in Illinois. But we've indoctrinated our kids, and Mallory really has taken to it. Even her husband Will become a big Ohio State fan. The kids always wearing their Ohio State gear. So it's a thing. It's a thing around here. I love it. 42 degrees, burr. Is that the Phoenix temperature? Hey, Gene in Dallas, Fort Worth. Good to see you. Craig, good morning and Happy New Year from pre-snowstorm Wichita. Congrats on the decision. Welcome back to our trench and enjoy life. Thank you, Craig. Hey, Corey, congrats and thank you, sir. Just finished your 90-day program. Currently building pro demo with Mike Hathcote. Grateful here in the city of Angels. Yeah, fantastic, Corey. Hey, Bill, it's Peggy from Chile. Yes, Chile. For us, Phoenix, it's 46 degrees. Balmy weather for you, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that's T-shirt weather. People wear shorts and sandals around here, 46 degrees. You think I'm joking. I'm not. One day I was over at Kroger, and it was like, I don't know, 20 degrees or something. Guys wearing shorts and a T-shirt. Now, that's a bit crazy. Dale says, sometimes less is more. Good on you, Bill, for taking steps you need for you. Dale in the UK. Thank you, Dale. Hernando, Mississippi. Is that Mississippi or Missouri? MS. Got my first gig and completed a couple of weeks ago. Fantastic. Eddie, good morning from San Antonio. Howdy, Paul in Arkansas. Rob, ACX University answers a lot of questions. So, okay. Thank you, Rob. ACX University. So a great place to go to get that information. I forget who was asking that question earlier, but there you go. And Rob records audiobooks full time. So here's a man who knows what he's talking about. Another voiceover blueprint faculty member. Jay King says, thanks for all your effort. Congrats on being able to spend more time with family and other endeavors. All the best. Thank you. Thanks, Jay. Twali from Annapolis, Maryland. Alex, what kind of subject do you put on the emails to get attention from potential clients? Alex, I typically keep it simple. I often just use the word voiceover because you don't want to be, don't be clickbaity. Don't be cutesy about it. When you're dealing with business people, better just be honest and upfront. You'll get a better response. Rob says 0 snow here. Oh, okay. No snow. No snow yet anyhow. Hey, James. Let's see. I got to wrap this thing up. Hey, Bill, it's Marcus from Cincy. What's a good way to get more traction on Fiverr? The easiest way to do it is to have your friends and family set up an account on Fiverr and then hire you. And I'm serious about that. For $5, I mean, pay them so they can pay you $5 for a job. Because what it does, it tweaks the algorithm. The algorithm sees, oh, okay, Marcus is getting work. Let's send more traffic his direction. So it's a good way, and I've done that before. I remember once I was in a really bad spell, and I did that, and it just got the wheels turning again. So let's see. Andrew says, "Good morning, happy Friday. Have a great weekend from Devon in the UK." Fantastic, Andrew. Thank you. Good morning, all from Pound, Virginia. Mississippi is MS, Missouri is MO. Ah, thank you, Jim. Kirk, hello from Greenville, South Carolina. Guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back on Monday morning. Stay warm, stay safe.